What's going on, fam? What's going on? This is your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, coming to you live. What is going on, gang? Good to see you guys. Got a great show lined up for you tonight. I've got a wonderful show co-host and plenty of interesting things to talk about. So strap on in, cozy up to whatever your pleasure is, a stiff cocktail or some herbal tea or something in between. And we are going to get down to it, boppers. Who do we got in the chat tonight? We got Prowess 007. We got Scott Herforth. We got Kama DeLuffy, Zombie Doge Army, Abstractus Artemis, Crypto Tank Girl, TJ Braymiller, Zombie Doge Army, the almighty Dogecoin Dolphin, Robbie Gilchrist, coming in big, large, and in charge, starting this episode off with a generous super chat of 69 Canadian smackaroos. Thank you so much, Robbie. Appreciate you so much, man. Good to see you back in the fold here. Slay Blaze coming through. Abstractus Artemis, Alan Schneider, Mr. Particle, RW, of course. Am I missing anyone that's active in the chat? Shidoshi, of course. Commented Luffy, thank you for the $1 super chat. Awesome, guys. Good to see you guys. Awesome. If I could just ask you to smash that like button, that would be very awesome. It really helps out a lot. And if you're new here, you're watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele, and we're glad to have you here. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit all on that notification bell, join our awesome community. We'd love to have you here. Without any further ado, I would like to bring on a man who's had a plan since 2014 in the ways of dog money. It is none other than Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. Nick, what's going on, my man?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Yeah, just out here doing it to it. The Doge is, kind of making a nice little rebound here. We're just sitting a bit under 25 cents. What do you?
I had a plan today, and my plan fell through.
And what was your plan, sir?
So I've got X amount of dollars left on how much money I can acquire this year before my taxes get out of control.
Right.
So I talked to my CPA, and he's like, "Yeah, you can get away with X amount." And I was like, "All right, well, I know obviously we're in an upward trading channel." The owner of my gym actually asked me today. He's like, "Do you think we'll be at 30 cents, back to 30 cents by next week?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." I think that right now, Doge compared to all of the other, I mean, you can take a look at all the coins in the top 10. Look at the 30-day. Doge is down almost 23%, where pretty much everything else except XRP is up. Some not really significantly, but some a lot. Cardano and Solana, you can't really count that. But so yeah, I was like, I'm gonna wait till 25 rolls around and get rid of like 100K, and that would cap me off for the year. So, and I was hoping that would happen today, but it didn't happen today. So,
yeah.
It was real close. It was like 24.85, I think, was the high that I had today, or somewhere around there.
And
I'm just gonna wait.
What was the all-time high today?
Like 24.85.
Okay. Wow. Super Chat's really coming in here. Robbie Gilchrist coming in with a massive twin spin, another 68 Canadian, or 69 Canadian. Robbie Gilchrist coming in large and in charge. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much, Robbie. Really appreciate your just tremendous support of the show and of this community. We all appreciate you here hugely, my friend. Thank you so very much. TJ Braymiller coming in with a $10 super chat. Awesome, TJ Braymiller. I love it. Great to see you, TJ. Thank you for the super chat.
Just noticed even the little running man in the bottom of the screen is running towards a golden cross, which just occurred yesterday on Bitcoin.
I did that on purpose, my friend.
I knew you did. That's awesome.
Just a little subversive messaging there.
I love it.
Yep. Yeah, I figured you would probably catch that of anyone. So, we had a rocky almost a week there, market-wide, particularly Dogecoin. Are we starting to kind of navigate out of this? What do you say?
Yeah, so I think today was a great day.
Yeah.
Although it didn't hit my target price, whatever, I don't care. I think today was a great day. Obviously, you know what I've been noticing is like as soon as we'll have a terrific day and then the 24-hour counter will reset on the daily and then the price will just drop it down a little bit. It'll pick right back up, starting tonight overnight, and then in the morning it'll start it'll catch fire again. But I wholeheartedly, as far as Doge goes, I think Doge there is going to be some massive movement, and I hate sitting on this precipice because, like I said, I need to like get rid of like 100,000 coin, and obviously I want to get the best bang for my buck. However, options expire, I believe, Friday. I think. I know Miles was talking about it. I can't remember if it's this Friday or next Friday. It might be next Friday.
Right.
So options expire. That's over like every options expiration I've seen over like the past 5 months has been bad. Like it usually depresses price action instead of helping it, where it usually technically it should help it. But one thing is interesting that I listened to on the BitBoy Crypto Show. I know.
It's all right.
But around the blockchain, there's other people.
Sure.
Crypto Jeb, I've actually been watching him a lot. So apparently I can't remember the term for it, but when you're talking about using leverage on longing or shorting Bitcoin, it either costs you money to long or costs you money to short. Or the transverse is true, and you actually make money to be in a long or make money to be in a short. And it actually just flipped. So it was you got paid to be in a short, and now you're getting paid to be in a long in Bitcoin. So I think that's just bullish for the market overall, and clearly we just hit the golden cross yesterday on Bitcoin. I believe the market is overall bullish and looking amazing. It's like I obviously I'm holding on to enough Dogecoin to make that worth my while. But I do want to get a little side cash going on, so I'm going to look for a little opportunity in the next few days or weeks.
Yeah, awesome. I think that's pretty well stated there. I think things are shaping up to be rather bullish. Alan Schneider come with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Alan. Says $2 because I had to get another fridge. Oh, okay. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it so much. Bitcoin finally got back up above 47,000. Ethereum higher as well. I think Ethereum's trading, comfortably above 3,400 for the most part now. Bitcoin's up about 3% just over the last week. Just over the last day, sorry. And so, these are overall general trends that obviously speak favorably of Dogecoin. With that in mind, Nick, why do you suppose Dogecoin took a bit of a bigger hit than the other two this recent time?
It really hasn't taken a bigger hit. It's just taken a bigger... It hasn't recovered as well. So, like, if you look at Bitcoin on the monthly, or you look at Ethereum... Well, Ethereum's up a little bit more, but, like, look at BNB on the monthly... forget about Solana and forget about Polkadot, but Bitcoin and BNB, they're pretty much even on the month. They're up like Bitcoin's up 4.5%, BNB's up 3.5%. They're about even. But Dogecoin, out of all of the top 10, is down the most for the 30 days. So it's not like it didn't take the biggest hit on the other week during that flash crash. It just hasn't recovered as much. And if you look at where everything else has recovered to, Dogecoin should be in the 30-ish cent range right now. I think I did the math today. It should be at like 31% if it was tracking the rest of the market. So, every time we're in this, I feel like every time we're in this position and I talk about this, like the very next day, there's like a 15 or 20% pump on Dogecoin. When there's like a gaping hole in the market, someone should step in and take advantage of this. Like, I don't know why anybody hasn't come in and pushed the price up, because right now it's clearly obvious if you're messing around within the top 10, Dogecoin has the biggest opportunity for growth. If I was doing longs or shorts or using leverage, I would be longing the hell out of Dogecoin right now. You could probably stay in a long comfortably for the next couple weeks and be just fine as the market continues to grow. I think Bitcoin is on solid ground, and we might see, like right now we're seeing a little bit of negative price action, but what, a percent, it's really nothing major. And like I said, it has been like 2 or 3 weeks of consistently positive price action during the day, and as soon as a 24-hour ticker rolls over, which is at 7 o'clock our time, price just falls out for like 3 hours. It's just like negative a percent or two, and then as soon as it picks up overnight and the next morning everything kicks off and it's back to the races. So I'd be expecting to see Dogecoin make a solid move to the upside, and it tried today. It really did try. I think it's going to happen within the next 2 weeks.
I got some breaking news here, and I'm just really frustrated about it, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I don't know if you guys saw, but over the last hour or so, the CEO of AMC, Adam Aaron, came on to announce that he tweeted this out. This is really something. Cryptocurrency enthusiasts, you likely know AMC Theaters has announced that we'll accept Bitcoin for online ticket and concession payments by the end of the year. I can confirm today that when we do so, we will also expect that we similarly will accept Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Oh my gosh. Let me get the super chat out to the super chat first. Rough Moon Doge Landing. I love that name. That's cool. Thank you for the generous $10 super chat, Rough Moon Doge Landing. Stay great. Just want to extend my support. Thank you so much, and right back at you. And I love your Doge X avatar, by the way. That's super awesome. So thank you so much, Rough Moon Doge Landing. I love it. So getting back to this, I mean, at what point, how can you be this out of touch with your customers, despite the massive Doge for AMC campaign that has been levied with enormous support? I haven't seen campaigns like that for Litecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash. Furthermore, we already have a proof of concept that people are more willing to spend Dogecoin in a retail fashion more than any other cryptocurrency we've really seen out there, aside from maybe Ethereum when you're talking about the NFT space. But what the heck is this? Why on earth would he default to Litecoin over Dogecoin exactly? Your thoughts, Nick?
I swear, it drives me crazy. Like, the hierarchy of corporate America drives me absolutely bonkers, because they have what essentially amounts to unlimited money to run focus groups. And they should know, by the way, millionaires and billionaires are not the people who are sitting in their seats. They're not the people who are spending their money at AMC. The people who hold the most crypto, who walk through the doors of AMC, hold Dogecoin. And by the way, you're going to accept Litecoin. You're not going to accept Dogecoin. They are the closest to the same thing as possible, except more people own Dogecoin. I can't understand. I just can't understand it. And I'd be interested to know. I'm actually writing a tweet on that post right now, but I would love to know, like, what service they're using to accept crypto transactions. I can almost guarantee you that it's BitPay. And guess what? BitPay uses Dogecoin. Like,
right.
It just doesn't make any sense. It just does not make any sense at all. But you know what? I see the post. I'm looking at the post right now. There's all of the top comments are about Dogecoin. I'll give Adam 24 hours. You're on my clock, and if he fixes it and they accept Doge 2, then that's all good. No worries. But everybody should get on that. Everybody should get on that tweet. If you have a Twitter, get on his tweet right now and just mention something about Dogecoin. I'll upvote it. I don't care. But that is a huge, grievous mistake on the part of AMC as a company, and kind of shows their incompetence at a management level.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Which should be concerning to people holding AMC stock, if you are, because these are the people who are controlling your money.
Yeah, I just responded to that. I just said, in the words of Hall & Notes, you're out of touch. It's just one of these things where I think that really does exemplify that point of just how radically out of touch you would have to be to still snub Dogecoin at this stage in the game with so much. There hasn't been even close to the amount of support for Dogecoin being adopted, a campaign for AMC to adopt Dogecoin than any of the other ones listed. I don't know if someone told them that. I don't know if he just still thinks it's dog money is still play money. Like it's not a real thing. Like it's a real thing, and it has proof of concept. And it's not like this far-fetched loony thing. We have Elon Musk and Mark Cuban are both huge champions of it. And have, invested and have put their reputations on the line for Dogecoin. With all due respect, Mr. Adam Aaron, it's not too late. It's not too late, but I mean, they got to kick it in gear. I mean, Dogecoin really has to be the next step. I mean, particularly when you look at how much crossover investor-wise, happens between Dogecoin and AMC. I would levy to say that nearly 50%, if I had to guess, nearly 50% of all Dogecoin holders also own some AMC stock to some capacity. The amount of crossover between both of these factions is pretty extraordinary, and for him to not even recognize that at this stage in the game is I don't think we still want to stay polite, don't get me wrong, but I think he needs to be somewhat embarrassed by this. He needs to be somewhat shamed by the community for this, because this is just insulting at this stage.
It's crazy too, Stephen, because with the amount of money AMC has, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They could have paid peanuts to run a focus group. It does not cost that much money. They could have even done a survey in their own theaters to ask people, first off, 1, do you own AMC stock? 2, which cryptocurrencies do you own? It would have cost them next to nothing. Not only that, it would have gotten them a lot of other useful information for making their company better. Just making decisions, like there's no, or at least there's no release on why. Like, why did you pick these? Especially Litecoin. Just like the other day when we saw Litecoin was picked by, I knew as soon as that came out, there was like, Litecoin is being supported by Walmart. I'm like, this has to be a freaking lie. There's no way. Why would, out of all the cryptocurrencies, Walmart's going with Litecoin? Like, so yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against Litecoin. I own Litecoin, actually.
Yeah.
But it's it's always going to be around. But as far as what people are actually using.
Right.
I mean, all he had to go do was take a look at Mark Cuban's Twitter. He transacts more Dogecoin in the retail space than like anybody.
Yeah.
So, like, he can tell you he's been accepting Bitcoin for years, hasn't gotten any, and he's been taking Dogecoin for a brief period of time, and had more Dogecoin transactions than Bitcoin combined over the past like 5 years. So yeah, I mean, this is just kind of, I would call it laziness on the part of the AMC upper management.
Yeah, I don't know who's advising him on this, but this is just absolutely ridiculous, and they need to hear from all of us. So feel free to go on the CEO's page. That's just feel free to let him know. Feel free to let CEO Adam is his Twitter handle. Feel free to let him know. Now, don't be hostile and super dickish or anything, but just let him know that you think this is an out-of-touch decision, and Dogecoin is faster and more efficient and cheaper as far as fees go than any of the ones he's listed as adapting. This is just, I'm just going to be beside myself with this decision. Josh Rendell disavows, coming with a generous $20 super chat. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that, man. I might not catch as many streams in the short run, taking care of an ailing mom. Good to see everyone. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate it. And I wish all the best to your mother. Hey, man, you got to take care of your parents first and foremost. I get that. Totally understandable. And we all wish her the best here at Steven Steele Live. And we pray for a speedy recovery and healing for her. So totally get it. Yeah, where has Aaron been when Elon Musk liked my tweet and this became essentially press for 72 hours in the mainstream mainstream financial news? I mean, you couldn't go anywhere, and I'm not just attributing that all to me, of course, but you couldn't go anywhere without seeing AMC Doge hashtags, and people have been pushing for this on a mass scale for a considerable period of time here. Does he not even look up what the news is covering as far as AMC goes in relation to cryptocurrency? Because a lot of it have been stories about people coming out in droves for support of AMC Doge. What is going on, Nick? Do you think that he's just resigning all this cryptocurrency decisions to other people, or do you think it's up to him and he's kind of out of touch, or he's not convinced on Doge for whatever reason? You had to speculate what's going through Aaron's mind. What would you gather?
I really truly think he probably knows little to nothing about cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
like if you asked him questions about any of the cryptos that whoever they picked, he probably couldn't answer the most basic questions about these things, which is concerning when you're making a large I mean, this is not a small choice for a business to accept crypto. You should know what you're talking about, and quite often, I mean, this isn't, I can confidently say that he knows nothing about cryptocurrency, but this stretches into, I mean, just based off of what happened right here, I mean, this stretches into other, we've seen it stretch into other cryptocurrency, I'll call them manufacturers or creators. Charles Hoskinson comes to mind. But these are people who are in the crypto space who know nothing about cryptocurrency. Others, they're solely concerned about what they're doing. People in the world, not just in crypto, but in the world in general, have blinders on to the world that is taking place around them. I swear, I walk around all day and people are zombies. They are zombified to their world. The only thing that matters to them is what is in front of their face, and typically it's their phone. I walk around all day with headphones on, and I feel like I have a 360-degree view of what's happening around me. I'm like hyper aware of what's happening around me. it just baffles me that people in positions of power, CEOs especially, are allowed to make dramatically, large financial decisions with almost no insight into what they're doing at all. It's crazy. Boggles my mind. I don't know how it's happening.
Yeah, and I would assume that they're going to be using a third-party application like BitPay, in which case that makes it even that much easier to why not just add Dogecoin on that list? It's there, it's available on BitPay. It hardly requires anything additional from their end. I have to chalk this up to just leadership being completely out of touch and knowing little to nothing about cryptocurrency. I mean, can you make any other sense of it, Nick?
I mean, just based off of the median age of the AMC board, and looking at these guys, I can guarantee you they just don't get it. They don't get it. At least they don't know anything about how it works, technicals, like why people pick certain cryptos in the first place, like why people decide to buy certain cryptocurrencies to begin with. They're just way over their head. So yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but everybody thinks that people who run companies are smart. They're not. In fact, they're usually the dumbest people in the room, and they get floated to these crazy positions with like little to no, like what we would consider common sense, or they work their way up to that position and then they get lazy and complacent. And you know what? I kind of understand. If I was getting paid $100 million a year in bonuses and whatnot, yeah, that's a lot of money to like not care about anything. Like once you get to a certain, I can tell you for a fact, once you get to a certain point of money, nothing really, it doesn't really, life doesn't really hit the same. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is not surprising to me, but I hope that he sees at least what's going. If open that tweet right now and take a look at what's happening on that tweet, because it is hilarious.
He's getting ratioed pretty bad by pretty much all the all the biggest names in Doge, including Greg, and I see Lucy in there, and obviously Billy Marcus and others as well. Greg said this in response. Greg said, "Hey Adam, did you confirm with AMC before posting this? We had an incident the other day where people thought Walmart was accepting Litecoin." Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's getting ratioed pretty bad. I mean, I hope he at least glances over his responses, because if he at least does that, he'll see what's going on. But I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great that he's added those. Like, I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. But to leave Dogecoin at this stage absent from the list is just truly a baffling sight to behold. Kyle coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Kyle S. Love seeing you two again. Want to show my support. Maybe Adam has some kind of crypto expert as a consultant who is biased against Doge. Bad business decision. Doge would make him way more sales. Completely agree, and well stated, Kyle. And I think that is a probability, Nick. I think Kyle raised a good point. There are a lot of people that consider themselves "quote unquote" crypto experts that still have a very distasteful, for whatever reason, a very distasteful, marginalizing opinion of Dogecoin. I think we see that with Jack Dorsey is a great example. Someone who's in a incredible position of power and influence, but has a very hard time even acknowledging Dogecoin. He's added both Bitcoin and Ethereum to the tipping options on Twitter, and Dogecoin is not one of those options. Could you think of a better major cryptocurrency for a tipping option on Twitter than Dogecoin?
Well, we all know that Jack Jack don't like the Doge. You know, we all know that.
Yeah, but why? What is this inherent?
Because Jack is a hippie wannabe billionaire douchebag. He wants to pretend like he's broke. And look like a person. But he's not homeless, people. He's a billionaire.
I'm laughing because it's brutal truth there, Nick. Brutal truth. Josh Rendell disavows coming in again with a $20 super chat. Yeah, you guys are coming in big with the super chats, and I really, really, really appreciate it. My intuition tells me this isn't about being out of touch. I suspect this has more to do with an anti-Dogecoin, anti-Doge community move. We certainly have our detractors. Yeah, that's kind of what I was drawing a parallel with.
I don't think that necessarily is Adam's personal take on Dogecoin, though. I don't think Adam has anything against Dogecoin. I just think he knows nothing about crypto. And some guy handed him a note like, "Hey, we're going to accept Bitcoin Cash today." He's like, "All right, Bitcoin Cash it is. Who's using it?" Nobody. "Oh, okay. We'll put it on the books." Like, it just doesn't make any sense, dude. Like,
Bitcoin Cash. Dude, who's even talking about Bitcoin Cash?
Dude, I didn't know it was still a thing. What was the other one? Bitcoin SV or something? Or yeah, Bitcoin SV.
SV, yeah.
Like, I can't believe that these are like non. I mean, there are things, they are, but they're not really great things.
This is just, sorry this is kind of taking over the news cycle, but it is a big deal, and it is something that's just extraordinary.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because I would have never seen that.
Yeah, and it's just kind of coming through. I don't know why I didn't see it in real time. It's well, you can't be attached to Twitter 24/7. So, but yeah, I was about an hour late on that story. But it's just one of these things where if he reads his responses at all, or if he has people that do, it's impossible not to notice the absolute ratio that's taking place right now on the CEO of AMC's Twitter account as we speak. I would say it's 95% of the comments that are just in awe of why Dogecoin was snubbed at this stage in cryptocurrency adoption in relation to AMC. Now, this kind of makes me think of some other sentiments I've been seeing around. I've tweeted out my personal favorite top 5 cryptocurrency investments on Twitter today, and I do that every once in a while, and whenever I do, I get some interesting responses, and of course everyone has their favorites, and I love seeing that. I love seeing that dialogue and everyone weighing in. But there's always like people, they look at that, identify that are most bullish about another cryptocurrency I list on my top 5 that's not Dogecoin. And it's kind of funny because they always say, Steven Steele's coming around to Avalanche. Steven Steele's coming around to Luna. Before we know it, like, he'll wise up and realize that Dogecoin's a bad investment and roll over all his Dogecoin into one of my other top 5, right? And it's always kind of this backhanded compliment to my judgment.
Isn't it weird? I had some guy, I had actually blocked him. I had some guy, a couple guys actually. One of them was a Bitcoin maxi, so it is what it is. Those are plentiful. But some guy replied to him, who I thought was originally a Bitcoin maxi, but he was actually into, what was it? Something really freaking random, and I can't remember. I'm looking at like it might have been Tezos. It was something totally random. It was like one of the top 100, but it was just like real random.
Right.
And he was like, he was like a Tezos maxi, and I'm like, I've never heard of you guys before. Like, I mean, I've heard of Tezos, but I've never heard of anyone being like I'm the Tezos guy. Like, is there just one of you? Like, who? I've never seen anyone like proclaim themselves to be like the Tezos man, or like I've never seen a horde or a group of Tezos people like tweeting out like Tezos memes. I just think it's so strange that there's like you'll every once in a while you'll catch like one random person like the oddest, like they also, you know, they'll usually proclaim themselves to be Bitcoin maxis, but like you'll look at their profile and they're clearly into one very niche crypto that like only them and 4 other guys from Canada are into. And
yeah, but they're asserting it like it's just this massive, like Ethereum level movement.
Yeah, it just they come out of nowhere sometimes, and it's like, I just don't get it. Like, so, you know, they're usually attracted to like hashtag BTC tweets that I put out. You know, if I put
sure.
a BTC hashtag in there, they come out of the woodwork from the weirdest places. Like the one dude who's into engine coin, like he shows up and shows out for the engine coin community. It's like, dude, I've never seen any of you guys before ever.
Right.
So random.
Yeah, it's the tribalism's always funny, isn't it? Because I mean, now don't be wrong, like Dogecoin has those people too, and you know, you and I have had our share of those guys, and fortunately they're a minority. But you know, sometimes the tribalism can be so funny in this stuff because most people in Dogecoin, you know, you're an exception to the rule, Nick, but largely I encourage people to hold a fair amount of diversification in their portfolio. Now, for me, Dogecoin's my number one investment in cryptocurrency. Clearly clearly my number one investment, but after that, I do encourage a certain amount of diversification in your portfolio. And it's kind of funny because whether it's when I talk to XRP people or Avalanche people or others, they're like, they kind of attack, or not attack, maybe that's a little bit of a strong word, but they kind of, you know, throw some light shade at Dogecoin and are like, well, at least you're into ours too, but I don't know why you're into Dogecoin. I'm like,
it's like, bro, you got a Stellar Lumens tattoo. Like, who the hell does that?
And I like Stellar Lumens, but I would never get the tattoo.
Yeah, this guy's running around with like a freaking...
Wait, did you see a guy with a Stellar Lumens tattoo?
No, but I'm sure they exist though.
No, there's Luna maxis. Like I love
Luna too.
Luna is like in my top 5. I love Luna, but I've been coming across Luna maxis, and they're like, oh. They like sound like the Motley Fool when they talk to me, like,
yeah,
forget Dogecoin, put all your money in Luna instead. I'm like, bro, like, I like Luna. How come you don't like Dogecoin? And that's always the same reasons that people always give that are completely misinformed and just simply untrue. And I don't know how. I mean, I think we've done a pretty good job at educating folks and getting more folks to realize the utility and the smart investment points of becoming a Dogecoin investor. But to me, it's just extraordinary that these other maxis so involved in other major cryptocurrencies can still be completely oblivious and ignorant to the very basic fundamentals of Dogecoin, a top 10 cryptocurrency. It's just wild to me.
I think it's amazing. Like, trust me, I'm definitely not the guy who is like preaching. I say don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yet I'm the dude here sitting with like 13 million Dogecoin. But I do. You know, for those who haven't heard my story, I bought Bitcoin in 2012. I still have those Bitcoins. Like, I haven't sold any Bitcoin. I've been trading Bitcoin to get more Bitcoin. But like, I am pro diversification, and yes, I do herald Dogecoin as like my number one investment, as it has made me the most money out of all of them. I did some math today, actually. I looked at when I bought Dogecoin in 2014, what price I paid for it, and what price I think I still bought some Bitcoin in 2014, but just not as much because I already owned some. But like, how much bang for my buck did I get from Dogecoin versus Bitcoin if I would have bought it at the same exact time, which probably did, just roughly maybe a few months or weeks apart. So Dogecoin at the time costed me a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny. It was 0.0007 cents, which equated to me paying $700 per million.
Right.
At that same time, funny enough, Bitcoin had just hit a new all-time high at $700, which I thought was ridiculously overpriced. But I know, right? But the truth is, if I would have bought Bitcoin at $700, I would only be up like 8,000%. Versus with Dogecoin, I'm up like almost 40,000%. So the truth of the matter is that Dogecoin made me infinitely more money than Bitcoin would have ever made me. So what was the better investment? Well, for me, it was Dogecoin, but I still bought other cryptos. I still own other things. I still have a bazillion Litecoins that are doing absolutely nothing for me and never have. But you know, I own other cryptos, and I think everybody should too. But the investor who puts all of their eggs into one basket, you are straight gambling on the fact that is going to pop. And now, I was lucky enough to get in at a time when there was not that many cryptos. Like, so it was. I mean, I think I've always thought Dogecoin was going to be the thing, and obviously my prediction was correct. But there was way fewer choices back then, so the chances of that happening were much higher. Nowadays, you're going to put all your eggs into one basket. Well, there's 10,000 baskets. Like, the chances of you hitting on one thing is just insane. So everybody should be diversified. Although I know hearing that from me is ridiculous. I admit, I understand.
Litecoin is ready to pump soon. Yeah, I mean, I think it will. I think it we'll see what's sitting now in lieu of recent announcement.
That the other day, really, that was bad.
Yeah,
that was a bad day for Litecoin. It's actually, you know what, not terrible. It's not even. It's retained some of that gain. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's retained some of the gain, but I would say it's up about 3.5% today.
It's trading in an upward. Everything right now is everything in like the top.
Yeah, I can't say that the AMC announcement has had any effect on Litecoin though. When I look at what the rest of the market is doing, could you?
Well, look at the whole market. Yeah, I mean the entire market. Look at everything. I only track, by the way, on my trading view. Here's what I track, guys: BTC USD, ETH USD, Doge USD, ADA USD, BNB USD. That's it. Those are the only things I track. I look at other stuff, but those are what I use to gauge the market. If I see Bitcoin is taking a hit like it just did, I know, okay, everything else is probably going to be taking a similar hit. You look at Bitcoin's down 1.25%, ETH is down about 2%, Doge is down 2%, ADA is down 2.5%, BNB is down 1.5%. So everything is pretty much in line with Bitcoin. So I just, you know what, I just judge it off that. I'm sure Litecoin will eventually do well. I put a price target on my Litecoin at like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Litecoin can make it to $1,000. I'll cash it out, call it a day. But yeah, Litecoin is, you know, it's the second crypto. You would think by now, right? You would think by now Litecoin would be like the bee's knees. But it's not. It's just not. It doesn't have the community. They tried rebranding themselves like 3 or 4 times. At first, Litecoin was branded as the silver to Bitcoin's gold, and then they called it something else, and then, you know, it's just not branded very well. On the other hand, you have Dogecoin, which is perfectly branded, especially for the younger generations, which is who's going to be taking over crypto in the next 10 years. By the way.
Right.
Those who don't know.
Yeah. So Benzinga came out with this little article today. It says, "Is Dogecoin in for a massive rally?" Recent analysis. We'll extrapolate on it after I get a little bit of this out. Recent analysis suggests Dogecoin is about to take off once again after overcoming a bearish phase by crossing through its critical resistance. On Wednesday, according to FX Street Market Analysis, Dogecoin consolidated above the 23-cent support level after its most recent leg up and is now in for a massive rally. This bullish expectation would be invalidated by a breakdown of the 19-cent demand barrier. But before Dogecoin moves higher, we should expect a further pullback with a high chance for it to break through its support level and retest at 21 cents demand zone before engaging in a full-on bull run. The coin is purportedly then headed towards 30 cents, but only after breaking through 25.6 and 26.8 resistances. If the coin breaks through 30-cent ceiling, then it won't encounter resistance until it hits the 33-cent price. If Dogecoin were to fail to bounce off 23 cents, it would be a sign of major selling pressure that could result in the retest of 21 cents on the demand floor. This bullish thesis would be fully invalidated by a breakdown at 19 cent support, which would create even a lower low. Your thoughts, Nick?
I would agree. I mean, those are all fundamentally true statements. And what are we seeing right now? A bounce. I drew a resistance line off of the trading channel that we started forming on the 13th.
Yeah.
So we've been in an upwards trading channel since then. I don't think, just with the way that everything else is moving, I really don't think we're going to test the 21 cent. I don't think we're going to test 21 cents. I don't see it. Not to say that it couldn't happen, but the way that price action is moving right now, I mean, I can tell that we're trading down. We basically erased all the gains from today just over the past hour. But it's still bouncing off of this trading channel as we speak. Now, if we fall under that trading channel, even a little bit, that's fine. Tomorrow's a new day, and as I've said earlier in the show, I've been seeing price action pick up in the mornings or late, really early morning. So yeah, I mean, could we retest a low at 21? I guess it's possible theoretically, but I just don't see that, based on how the rest of the markets are moving. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's doing the exact same thing. It's bouncing off of the 47.4. So if Bitcoin can, I don't care if Bitcoin bounces off that a couple times. It might try and get back up over tomorrow. As long as that trend continues, we continue upwards in this trading channel, it's all good. I don't think I would hope and I pray that someone realizes that there is a massive gain opportunity to be had in Dogecoin. Just someone take a look at the 30-day, take a look at the 30-day percentage. It is the most undervalued in the top 10. Somebody has to see this at some point. Big money has to notice that there is a massive opportunity to make some gains within Dogecoin. As soon as that happens, as soon as the money flow starts to occur, it's like water to a garden. Plants just grow.
Yeah, well stated there. Someone in the chat, Silky, says Ethereum was only $100 in March of last year. So many millionaires made within a year. For those ones who bought. Yeah, I mean, that's a point that we often echo here on the show, and point that I often echo on Twitter and stuff is, when we look at where most of these coins were just 12 months ago to where they are now, it's been just an extraordinary amount of progress. Now, if we look back about a year, exactly 12 months now from where Bitcoin or Ethereum was, it wasn't down to 100, but it was about $360 some. So yeah, that's just an extraordinary amount of growth, whether you're talking about what I consider to be the big three, and I'm sure you do too as well, Nick, is Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin. When in doubt, zoom out. I mean, there's a reason why that statement sticks and why so many of us keep coming back to it, is because it's a really good motto to live by if you are closely following cryptocurrency markets on a consistent basis. Getting caught up into these too caught up into these day-to-day bearish pullbacks, and the amount of it's just kind of funny how the amount of despair that you see people spiral into over the last week and a half is just in relation to cryptocurrency, in relation to Dogecoin. It just gets to be kind of comical at this point, because overall, I would say, I uploaded a video of me just talking about this the other night. Overall, when you look at the trajectory of cryptocurrency in its totality, it's a tale of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. What do you say?
I would agree. And I actually, I talked to Ross today, believe it or not.
Oh, Ross Nickel, yeah.
Yeah, I had a good little chat with Ross today. I had some questions that I got answered. Well, kind of answered. One of my prime questions was about the Doge Ethereum bridge. How long are we looking at?
And what? Okay.
The answer is months. So, not exactly how many, but I'm guessing probably sometime next year. I really wanted to know if it took the next wallet update to put that out there. And that isn't like the case. It's on its own thing, so like they don't have to do that. It's being worked on, but it's probably going to be sometime. I would guesstimate sometime early next year. And then I also wanted to know about the proof of stake thing, which we're all after talking to Michi, we're all kind of like wondering about that. And Ross's answer to the proof of stake question was what I pretty much gathered, which was like, the ability to do it is there as like just like for Ethereum's doing it.
Yeah.
The problem isn't in the technicals, it's actually in the legals.
Yeah.
So they have to go through a lot of legal loopholes to make that happen. And it's not something you can just, like, the technical part of getting it done is just as simple as Vitalik, like, plugging his, like, 200 IQ brain into the Dogecoin, core and doing it. But having that be legal from a global standpoint, and you have to get lawyers involved and all this kind of stuff, that's what takes a while. So
right.
I'm not holding my breath for the switch to proof of stake. However, it is nice to know that it is possible, and as soon as we see ETH 2.0 come out, I think then we'll be faring better for Dogecoin to do the same.
Yeah, well stated, and I totally agree. Ross and Crypto Tank Girl says Ross seems like a real nice guy. He seems real down to earth and trustable as one of our devs and Dogecoin Foundation leads. Yeah, he really is. He really is. He's one of my favorite people around, and he
I like anybody who wears a top hat.
Yeah, and he dons that top hat pretty effectively. And Ross is actually on YouTube now. He moved over from Twitch, and now he's on. Yeah, exactly. I'm not the biggest Twitch fan in the world. Personally, I never find myself watching Twitch too often. The interface just isn't my favorite. But so it's great to see Ross break on through to the other side on YouTube. So make sure you give Ross Nickel a follow on YouTube, and I will be on Ross's channel again in a couple weeks. I think at the beginning of October. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So yeah, what are you going to give up? What would you give the probability of a Dogecoin bull run in the near future to the tune of 31 cents, Nick?
I think it's highly likely within the next 2 weeks. And that's what the owner of my gym was asking me. He's like, what are you going to, because I told him I was looking to sell 100K. He's like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, man, I'm just looking for a quarter. He's like,
yeah.
Well, if it gets to 30 cents, wouldn't you, it's like, dude, I don't care about $5,000. Like, but I think it's possible. Personally, for me, and this is just what I've noticed in the past, like 5 or 6 months, I don't want to wait till the expirations expire. And I'm pretty sure it's next Friday. It's not this Friday. I've noticed that expirations expiring usually, 9 times out of 10 over the past 6 months, it's been like a 3-day recovery process.
Right.
So I'll wait. If I have to wait into next week to see over 25, that's fine. Just based off of the price action since that little flash crash we had the other week, which was actually the biggest flash crash in crypto history. The peak right now is like 26.30, somewhere around there. I'm looking at it right now, 26.40, somewhere around there. If we can crack that and we crack it convincingly within the next few days, I'll hold off. I'll wait till we get that would be this is just my personal take on it. If we crack that 26.40 or whatever it may be, that resistance line right there, if we bust through that, I would imagine we'd be back in the 30s pretty darn quick, because there's no resistance past that really, other than maybe like 26.70 or something like that. But,
sure.
And it's a weak resistance. It's been broken a bunch of times. So, I think if we crack through that 26.40, I'll wait. I'll just wait. But we'd have to do it pretty convincingly, which we could. You know what? I'm gonna go to bed tonight. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that's all. I think that's all really well stated and laid out there, Nick. Now, have you heard about this OpenSea scandal? This is an interesting story. This comes courtesy of Cointelegraph. OpenSea executive used the platform's influence to pump his own NFTs. Allegations of NFT insider trading have been confirmed by OpenSea, which issued a statement about its head product of lead. OpenSea executive has been outed for hyping NFTs he purchased and then featured them on the home page of the popular NFT marketplace, a move that presumably allowed him to sell the art pieces for a quick profit. Nate Chastain, who serves as OpenSea's head of product, allegedly used burner walls to purchase NFTs, wherein then featured on the front page of OpenSea, where they received the most attention. Before unloading them, a Reddit user documented the whole ordeal by publishing the transaction details. The tweet that outed him was this: found a place to upload files that has 30 a day, 250 download limit. These 2 files were sent to me anonymously with sketchy wallet activity from people looking into it before me. This is kind of messy, isn't it? Now, I don't know if... Go ahead.
I'll tell you something here, Steven. I've got it. You want to hear my OpenSea life hack? And by the way, guys, I don't own any Ethereum, and I have never bought or sold any NFTs. But I will tell you this, and this is not illegal, by the way, what I'm about to tell or what I'm about to describe. And it is a very, very quick way to make. You have to have a lot of money to do it, but it is a very quick way to make a crap load of money right now that is not illegal. And people would call it a scam, and I would agree. It's definitely not ethical, but it's also not illegal. So here's what people are doing on OpenSea that I've noticed. People are minting or buying NFTs for, let's say, $1,000, right? Then what they do is they take a burner account and they buy the NFTs from themselves for like $100,000. Then they put the NFT up for auction at $30,000. And people jump on that because they think they're getting a deal.
Perceived value.
Yes. It is not illegal to do this, by the way.
It's amazing to me that it's not.
It's not. Because in any traditional sense, like if you were talking about stocks or anything else, yes, that would be insider trading. It would be so illegal to do. However, doing it with art, by the way, guys, people who are all upset, like, this is the reason NFTs are bad for the world. By the way, this has been happening in the art world for thousands of years.
Oh, and I can tell you, and from experience in my other field, in interior design as well, as far as just artificial price inflations in order to give a fake perceived value. Yep.
Yeah, this is not anything new. This is definitely not a new scheme. This has been going on forever. The only difference is now this is a completely, it's not, I shouldn't say this, it's not new, but let's just say the NFT space has recently exploded, and there is absolutely no regulation to doing this. And hell, I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing this myself, as I don't own any Ethereum, and I've never bought or sold any NFTs. I have been given some NFTs from fans and whatnot, but I just hold them because I don't have any ETH. But man, if I had Ethereum, I'd probably be doing this too. It's a great little scam. I can't knock a good scam, man. Especially if it was illegal, that would be one thing, if you were breaking laws. But there are 0 laws against doing this right now.
Wow.
And hell, if you got $100,000 to cough out to give back to yourself, and you want to pay the gas fees, more power to you. I mean, I guess it's working for people. Unfortunately for this guy, he worked for OpenSea, which is the dumbest move I think you could make. Was he not making enough money as it was?
Well, he not only worked for OpenSea, he still does, as far as I know, but he's the product lead.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But it just goes to show you that this little OpenSea valuation scam is running rampant right now. So don't get fooled by the high prices of NFTs. Steven and I I know we both agree that there is an NFT bubble going on right now. And part of that bubble is being facilitated by acts like this. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Truckin' All Day says, don't tell Upshot this Nick NFT trick. Yeah. Who knows? He could be doing it. I wouldn't. You know what? Listen, I don't hate. I'm not a hater. You want to run an NFT, whatever you call it, scheme? Hey, you know what? You ain't breaking any laws, and if you want to spend the money on gas, go for it. I don't care. But don't be going out there. Don't be buying NFTs that are worth $200,000.
Yeah, and I mean, you are still incurring a risk, even if you do choose to embark on this kind of scheme. There's no guarantee that.
Yeah.
I mean, because those gas fees are going to be pretty heavy if you're going to be transacting Ethereum on that scale. Crypto Tank Girl, feel free to DM me some pictures of your art. I'm not like an aficionado expert, but I do have some background. And
can I plug an NFT real quick?
Yeah.
It's not mine. I don't have anything. I'm not in any way I'm not making anything for this. My ex-girlfriend, and she's a very good artist. And that's the only reason I bring this up.
Okay.
Her name, she's on Twitter. Her name is Jamie Koala, just like it's spelled. She just launched her first NFT collection, and we're still good. We're still really good friends to this day. And yeah, so I actually reached out to her because I had some questions about NFTs, and she didn't really know anything about them. So she's getting into NFTs now. So you can go check her out on Twitter. She's not bad to look at. And
so this is an ex of yours, you said?
Yeah, she's my ex.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see her here.
She's just a nice chick, and she just launched her first NFT collection. And I promise you 100% that she is not bidding on her own NFTs. I can guarantee you that. Got it.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool to me. One thing I wanted to get to before I let you go tonight, we didn't discuss the main story, the SpaceX Inspiration4 mission.
So,
okay, this This comes out of AP News. This is obviously huge news, probably the leading story of the day. SpaceX launches 4 amateurs into private Earth-circling trip. SpaceX's first private flight streaked out into orbit Wednesday night with 2 contest winners, a healthcare worker and their rich sponsor, the most ambitious leap yet in space tourism. It was the first time a spacecraft circled the Earth with an all-amateur crew, no professional astronauts. Punch it, SpaceX, the flight's billionaire leader, Jared Isaacman, urged moments before liftoff. The Dragon capsule's 2 men, 2 women are looking to spend 3 days going round and round the planet from an unusually high orbit, 100 miles higher than the International Space Station, before splashing down the Florida coast this weekend. It's SpaceX founders Elon Musk's first entry into the competition for space tourism dollars. This so far has been a success. They're still up there. They're going to be up there for a totality of 3 days. But right now, things are going seemingly swimmingly. And this is a much another high achievement bar set by SpaceX, particularly in relation to when you look at the expeditions of Richard Branson or Jeff Giant Dong spacecraft Bezos. These are an accomplishment like this is just heads and tails above what those guys have embarked on recently. What do you say, Nick?
I wasn't following this very closely. I saw the tweets about it, but I didn't watch the launch. Jesus. But what I will say, I really love this whole thing, specifically because unlike Blue Origin and Sir Richard Branson's project, SpaceX didn't just go up there and lick space's taint. It actually went into space, which is not at all what other space projects are doing. They're basically sending people into the upper atmosphere,
right,
to hang out for 60 seconds, and then they come back and they're like, we went to space, and it's like, really? But did you though? Did you really? I love this because these guys are way out there. They are farther than the International Space Station. That's pretty cool. That would actually scare the hell out of me, being that far away from the Earth. But yeah, I think this is a great, huge first step. I'm surprised. I saw the tweets and stuff, but I did not hear much about it in traditional news, and I definitely didn't see any advertisements or anything for it until today. I would have figured it would have been much bigger of an announcement because this is legit the first actual civilians in space, not just the upper atmosphere. So huge. I think that's a huge accomplishment, and I'm glad they're all up there. They come home safe, and hey, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be up there too, paying for Dogecoin in space.
Well, you're one of the few folks that would be able to afford space tourism, Nick. So there's that. This is, I think this is a tremendous step forward in the field of space tourism, and just the general concept of launching and having opening accessibility to civilian-based space travel, space exploration. It makes you wonder, 4 people aboard that ship right now, none of them astronauts, none of them with any experience, are up in space's atmosphere for the next 2.5 days. Wow. I wonder if there's got to be some live footage of these folks on board that we can check out. I haven't seen it yet.
Who's landing this thing?
I would assume SpaceX has got autopilot landing mechanisms.
Did you ever watch the Clerks? Are you familiar with Clerks, the movie?
Yes.
They had a cartoon, actually. It reminds me of there was a scene in that cartoon, the Clerks cartoon, where they did a anime kind of thing, and they had a bear driving the car. It was who is driving? Oh no, bear is driving. Did they train? I hope that'd be great if SpaceX trained trained a space Doge or something to steer the ship back in lieu of their civilian crew. I don't know. That's got to be scary though. If you're up there by yourself and you know like nobody's qualified.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I heard the other day that they all went through like the training to physically be able to do it.
Right.
Because it could, you know, if you got like a heart condition or something, I mean, being propelled into space on a rocket, that could kill you.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you're not tip-top shape. So, at least, you know, they're physically able to do it. But yeah, man, who knows? One day, if I told my girlfriend if it was like a $250,000 to go to space, I'm going to space.
That's awesome. I think they will get it down to about that within our lifetimes. I really do. So I think you are going. I think you are if with that being the threshold, Nick, I think you will be inevitably going to space.
I'm going to space, guys.
You're going to space. You heard it here first. Well, Nick, I think I'm going to wind this one down because I'm going to do a special members-only stream after this for a short bit. So I don't want to wear myself out too much. And I want to think.
Going green on everything, by the way. Bitcoin's starting to flip over. And same with ETH.
Wow, nice. Well, I'll be picking that up on the flip, you guys. Doing some market talk, following this, what looks to be like the beginning stages of breaking out in a nice little bull run here. And so in about 20 minutes after this stream ends, I will have a members only stream set up. I'm going to be sharing some inside information on a few new investments that I'm making on the side that have been proven to be profitable, that I will be telling you guys about. We'll also be going in a little bit of a deeper dive on just following just the usual market rounders and just see what everything else is doing. We're going to have a lot of fun. I also have some other stories that I saved for the members only stuff and a little bit behind the scenes developments in terms of Doge X as well. So if you're not a member, you could just become a member for as little as $4 a month. You just click the link pinned at the top of the chat. Easy breezy. And that unlocks all the exclusive members only features, content, etc. So anyway, Nick, it's great to reconnect with you again, my friend. And this was a good time. I hope you guys got something out of it. And thanks for everyone for showing up, showing out. Nick, thank you, my friend, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds great.
Guys, if you don't already follow Nick Balls on Twitter, what are you doing? He just spelled Nick, B-A-L-L-Z. He's easy to find. He posts great stuff all the time. So if you don't already follow Nick Balls on Twitter, give him a follow over there, guys. Everyone else, for members, I will see you on over at the members only stream in about 20 minutes. I'll be posting the link to that stream on my Twitter and in the Discord, and you should get notifications of it anyway. If you have all your notifications turned on. But just in case you don't get a notification, you can check my Twitter, check the Steven Steele Discord. Anyway, thanks everyone for showing up. I really appreciate you guys. Until next time, this is Steven Steele, signing out.